Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be running up on my bed story, and you should go and check the previous one I uploaded, the part 1 and part 2, and this video is going to be the final part and the part 3 of my bed story. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So after I gave birth, I was discharged the following day. I gave birth at almost midnight of a Friday, and I was discharged the following day in the morning, on Saturday morning, and I went home with my baby and my husband and my family. Like, we all went home. Then that was when the issues started coming. As a new mom, or as a first time mom, it's not even just even what's it called, it's not just only first time mom that even have this experience. Sometimes giving birth, from people have what's it called, said they've experienced similar thing, even if it's their third child or fourth child. So for me, was my first child and a first time mom. But the issue was I wasn't lactating. I wasn't bringing I couldn't breastfeed my baby. So I was trying different options, trying to take advice from it, left, right, center on what to do, and I was doing everything, but the milk wasn't coming. It wasn't just coming, and you can know. And I don't know if you can understand how the emotional the damage that will do to a new mom, knowing that you can't feed your baby. It was really challenging and a tough experience for me. I wasn't lactating. Like, okay, I think I was, the milk was coming out a bit, but it wasn't coming out. So, and trust people around you, different people. Once you give birth, you start seeing all the um neighbors, friends, and anybody wants to bring in their advice, shipping their advice here and there. But I wasn't even listening to anybody. My mom and my mother-in-law told me not to pressure myself, because the more you're under pressure, the more it's going to be difficult for you to even produce breast milk, and your body is going through a lot of changes at that moment or at that particular time. So it's I think we should try and understand as Africans, or I think the African culture should at least try and loosen this their strict um see, they have this hold on new moms, or moms to be like, okay, you didn't do this now, you didn't do that, that's why your milk is not coming out. So I'm going to tell you why my milk was not coming out, or what I think made my milk not to come out. So that was on Saturday morning, and like I was trying to breastfeed my baby. He was latching, but the milk wasn't coming, and I had to get formula to feed him, because that was almost going to 24 hours after birth, and he hasn't taken any substantial food, and that was going to be a problem. And another problem we encountered was we were delivered on a Friday night. So the next morning, the vaccination department, the department where they give children vaccination, where they were closed. They don't open on the weekends. I don't know how it even make it make sense to me. So they were closed, and we couldn't give. There's this first shot to give to your baby. It's called BCG. So I couldn't give my baby that. They told us to come the following week, Monday morning, for him to get that shot. And I think it's the BCG is it's an anti-infection drug vaccine, just to prevent your baby generally from any infection that may come. And they are newborns, they are very fragile, they are very prone to catch and picking up any kind of disease. So that disease is like a general protection for them. So it wasn't able to get that on the first on the day we delivered, because it was in the ninth. But if it was a working system, shouldn't we have collected that vaccine the next morning before going on? But no, apparently the vaccination departments are closed on the weekend, so we have to come back the following week for them to give him that shot. So imagine having your baby exposed to such to what sort of whatever it is, from Saturday, Sunday, and people were trooping into my house. Like, when a child, I don't, when a baby is born, I know it's of goodwill. They're coming to congratulate the parents, the new grandparents, to see the baby. But then when you try to explain to them, and oh, you can't touch the baby, you can't carry the baby, it seems as if, oh, you are trying to protect your baby, or you're trying to I don't know, you people, if you're an African, you should understand what I'm saying. You feel like you're trying to prevent them, or maybe you're insinuating they have like a bad omen and they shouldn't come close to your baby. So it was really hard trying to stop people from coming to my baby, and I was scared inside because I knew he hadn't taken that shot, but I was just praying and hoping that nothing goes wrong. But I was able to an extent even prevent people from touching him, because anytime we had the visitors coming, we just quickly take him inside the room. And people were like, "Oh, he's sleeping." That was like the excuse we were giving. But there were some people that we couldn't just prevent from carrying the baby. But I was luckily nothing happened to him. Like we scaled through that phase and nothing happened to him. The following Monday we went to the hospital and he got the BCG shot and it was all good and fine. But I wasn't lactating. So back to why I wasn't lactating and what I felt, it wasn't because I was a new mom or a first time mom. Although I know many women experience that, okay, but first timers, the milk doesn't just start coming out immediately. But mine was different because there was a reason behind why I wasn't lactating, and this is the reason. I had hemorrhoids. Yes, in the previous video, I talked about when the nurse was stitching. Because I had a tear during while I was pushing my baby out. So when she was stitching back, she made a comment like, "Oh, she has pie," and I was wondering, I was pie. Like I couldn't even process my head was pie. So, and she didn't even mention it to my husband or my family that was with me in the hospital. Like, oh, this is the situation at hand, and this is what she has, and this is what she needs to do to help her. But she didn't mention it. And me, I couldn't even remember that whole scenario again until after, like, when I started feeling this pain of the hemorrhage. That's pie. People call it pie, but the scientific name or whatever it is hemorrhoids. If you go online, just Google hemorrhoids. Yes, it's there. They call it jedi jedi. That's like the local way of calling it. And most people feel like, before growing up, when I hear jedi jedi, I used to always think that, okay, it's something that when you take too much sweet things, then you start having like running stomach and you start using the toilet more frequently. So that's why I felt, and I thought jedi jedi was, which is pie, but I had never experienced it in my life, and I've never even had anybody close to me experience it. So I don't even know what it was all about. So when you say I had pie, I was like, that's why I didn't even, like, I couldn't process what it was at that time when she was teaching me up. So on Saturday, I was we've gone home. I was blending and I was trying to focus my attention on feeding my baby for the milk to come out. And the do's and don'ts of new mom. Oh, you have to sit down, you have to close your leg, you have to walk straight, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like there were so many rules, do's and don'ts that I had to follow. So I was trying to process so many things like at the same time. So it was really hard and difficult for me, but I was just striving and trying. But my main focus was bringing out milk, like feeding my baby, lactating, but it wasn't coming. So you could imagine what I was going through. People were bringing different rules. Do this, don't do that, walk straight, sit on a hard surface, close your legs, do this, do that. And all my attention was actually on feeding my baby because I wanted to breastfeed my baby, not knowing that the main factor why I couldn't breastfeed my baby was the pain I was going through. So on that was Saturday. Sunday morning, I couldn't sit, I couldn't walk. I started feeling like, okay, I wanted to pull. Like it was this feeling of, oh, you need to pull, you need to pull. I went to the toilet. I would try pushing. Nothing was coming forth. Like nothing was coming out. Then when I went to wash up, I started feeling something at my anus region. I was like, what's this? What's this? I had to show my husband, like, please let me check what's down there, what's happening. Apart from that, even this the stitching she gave me, there was a sharp pain. There something was like shooking, piercing into my skin down there. I was like, what's this? So I told my husband to help me check. So when he checked, it was apparently the thread she used for the suturing was big, and I think he didn't cut it properly. I don't even know what, but there was a sharp edge that was actually pricking, shooting my skin down there. So that was really discomforting. And then I had pie, hemorrhoids, like my anus, the outer part of my anus was swollen and it was out, like it was engorged and big. I can't even start describing how it was. You can just go online and Google hemorrhoids, you see different pictures and how it is. And I was in pain. It's like I was in pain. I couldn't lie on my back. I couldn't sit. I couldn't even walk properly. I couldn't stand. I had to like open my legs. I was in pain. So that was the reason why I wasn't able to lactate, because my brain was going through so much. Like the pain couldn't allow, like, when your baby starts talking, there's the signal that, okay, your brain, like, it sends to your brain that, oh, a baby is sucking, so you need to produce these hormones to produce milk. But that wasn't happening because of the pain I was going through from the hemorrhoids I had, and it was painful. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit. Even I want to lie down, I have to lie down in a particular position so I don't put pressure on my bum bum. It was hell. I don't wish that for my enemy, not even my friend. I don't wish that for anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't want anybody. I don't pray for anybody to go through that experience. So at that point, when we actually discovered, oh, that was, so when we finally discovered that I had hemorrhoids, we made another mistake. Instead of going straight to the hospital, we discovered on Monday, yes, it was on Monday morning, finally came to the conclusion that yes, this is hemorrhoids I have. And that was when I even remembered the nurse saying that, oh, she had pie while she was teaching me. So I told my husband, this is what the nurse made mention of. Man, like, can you imagine? She didn't even bring it to anybody's attention that this is what is going on and what, like, necessary things we need to do to help suppress the pain and maybe help it heal faster. So the mistake we made after discovering that I had hemorrhoids was we didn't go to the hospital straight. We're still at home trying to what's it called now? It was on Monday night we discovered. So we're still at home trying to do home remedy and Google that nonsense. Please, if you have any medical condition or issue after you give birth, just go to the hospital to avoid delays that may be detrimental in the future. So just like go to the hospital, don't even Google anything, don't Google your symptoms or try to rectify it at home. That was the mistake we made. We are at home checking Googles, checking for how to reduce hemorrhoids, how to help. All those more things we saw online was actually the remedy we used later on, but then that's what the doctor prescribed later on. But then we should have just gone through the right route to have probably aided or guided us on how to do those things properly. So on Monday night, I was in pain, like I was crying. I kept on crying, like, oh my god, the devil cannot steal my job, because at this point I wasn't even, like, I couldn't even hold my baby. Like, I was not, my attention was just on myself. Like, I needed to be better, I needed to be at the right state of mind. I wasn't even lactating at that point, so there was no point even holding the baby. I was just holding for a few minutes, giving back to those around me because I was in serious pain. And we on Monday night, so on Tuesday morning we go to the hospital. I think it was on Wednesday we finally went to the hospital, but I didn't go back to general hospital. I didn't go back there. I went to private hospital, and I was lucky. I'm so thankful I did that, because after all, it was in general hospital they saw this and they didn't even make any attempt to help me. So there was no point going back to the general hospital. Let me just go to the private hospital and fulfill my curiosity, or clear my conscience that, okay, what's it called now, that I'm not going back to where this problem came from. Though it wasn't their fault, but then they saw it and they didn't even draw our attention to it, that this is what I have and what I should do to help, what we can do to help me feel better and heal quickly from it. So on Wednesday, I went to before Wednesday, so I think I started feeling this pain from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was in serious pain. Like, I was showing my body to anybody that cared to see, like, just help me. If you can look at it and see and know what this is, just help me. My neighbors, I was just, see, in pregnancy, in childbirth, in motherhood, and there's no shame or disgrace or embarrassment or any sort of that, because when you're in pain, you will do anything and everything for that pain to go away. And that was me. I was just opening my so anybody that cared to look at and that had solution to it. So thankfully on Wednesday morning we went to the hospital and saw the doctor. And when he went into the theater for him to check, and in fact, Google, don't Google your symptoms, people, please. Google was telling me that how to get rid of hemorrhoids. You have that there are different routes, but there was one route that's this: you have to go through surgery for them to clip it off, like surgery, like going through surgery after child, but that's the only one that won't stuck to my mind. Like going through surgery, like no, no, no. But when I go to the hospital, when the doctor said, the doctor was like, at first his first complaint was the stitch I had. I was like, oh my god, who did this to this woman? Like, what kind of stitch is this? Like, he was just complaining that this is nonsense, this is rubbish. So, and he works in general hospital, but he has his own private clinic. So we went to his private clinic. So when I told him, well, like, where did you give birth? I told him it's the general hospital. Like, who was trying to like ask what's the name of the nurse that did this to you and all that, but I didn't even know her name. So we just like let it slide. Because at that moment, it was just about me getting better, my well-being. So we're not even after pursuing, like probably querying the person that did this to me. So he had to lose that stitch I had 5 days ago. Yes, now Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, 5 days ago. So imagine losing a stitch that's not even healed. He had to lose it, and he stitched me again. That was the pain part one. Then gave us remedy for the hemorrhoids. Apparently, it's called a cyst bath. Cyst bath. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. Cyst bath. What's the cyst bath? Just hot water, not just hot water, warm water and salt. Then you steam yourself in it for a period of time, probably 10 minutes until the water gets cool. You can repeat the process as many times as you want. So it will help the hemorrhoids to shrink, like reduce. What's hemorrhoids? Is just like inflamed blood vessels around your anus region. So it's inflamed. So you just need something to help it shrink and to go back to size. And when he gave us that prescription, he told me to avoid eating anything that is I should eat things that have high fiber so that I can easily use the toilet and pass to help losing my bowel movement, so I don't go to the toilet and start straining, because straining doesn't help hemorrhoids. It just makes it worse. So that was what we did. Trust me, after they gave me that solution of cyst bath, I almost roasted myself in hot water. not like I almost roasted myself in hot water, but I was doing it. My mom was like, this water not too hot. I said, no, it's not too hot. But the prescription was warm water. Me, I was using hot water. I wanted the steam. I wanted it to go overnight. That was just my own. That's what I was after. I wanted the hemorrhoids to disappear overnight. But it took about 2 to 3 weeks for that hemorrhoid to finally go. I didn't even know when it left. Finally, but when I started doing the cyst bath, I noticed that the pain was reducing. I wasn't in so much pain, and miraculously started bringing out milk. Like, in fact, the next day after coming back from the hospital, I started lactating. Like, though it wasn't coming as much as we had expected, but it was progress, and good progress at that. And I was so happy. You could see the joy in my face. Like, I was so happy that I could finally hold my baby and breastfeed my baby. Like, that's like the joy of giving birth. Apart from having your baby in your hand, the fact that you're able to nurture that baby, like, that's I can't even explain the joy. Like, thinking about it now, I feel like tearing up, because it wasn't funny the first 3 days or 4 days of giving birth. So it was a week, 2 weeks. I was still adjusting to the fact that I'm a new mom, and I was planning lactating, and I didn't have hemorrhoids and all that. So that's the final part. So that was the shaggy I saw after I gave birth, and I'm thankful for the journey of motherhood so far. I've come this far. My baby is over a year, going to 2 years, and sometimes I just sit down and like, oh, am I gonna have this baby? Like, this is my baby. This is my baby. And I'm praying for every mom out there, giving you more strength to nurture your baby and grow, train your baby, bring up your baby in good health of mind and body. And also for those trying to conceive, pushing you your heart desires, and those pregnant, I'm wishing you safe delivery and seamless journey into motherhood. And thank you all for watching my video. The previous video had so many views. I was like, oh my god, people enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. And if you've watched this video till this point, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, share this video. You can be helping somebody out there. You don't know who may be going through similar condition like I did, so you can share, then like, then please subscribe to my channel, support my channel, help me grow, help me support this my YouTube dream, please. Thank you so much as you do that. One thing I'm almost forgetting. I think what could have even led to hemorrhoids it's pushing. When I think when I was trying to push my baby, I used so much force. That's one. Then on that thing too was weight gain during pregnancy. Before pregnancy, I was weighing about 60 something kg, I think 62 or 64 kg. As at the last trimester of my pregnancy, I was over 90 kg. So I really gained a lot of weight. And one factor I know, I don't need any soothsayer to tell me that, oh, this is what happened, or this the cause, is bread. You see, bread. I ran away from bread after I gave birth. Even towards the last trimester, when I was checking my weight and the way my weight was progressing, one of my colleague, a fellow pregnant woman, she was like, you're still eating bread, but like, they said, you better leave bread though, run away from bread. Bread is like, it's there. But like, okay. So at that time I had to cut down on my bread, because before then, I remember Sundays, me and my husband, after we close from church, we were going to, we'll just branch off at a bakery, we'll get bread. And before we get home, we'll finish that bread, like a whole loaf of bread. I was just like hot bread. So please stay away from bread if you're pregnant. Just eat healthy as a pregnant woman. That's like the number one goal you should try and accomplish while you're pregnant. Eat healthy, eat a lot of fiber, eat your vegetables, just be healthy. And God bless you. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.